Hello everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms, and today we're going to review Black Widow version of Red Guardian MCU. And it does play into my love of the shield bearers. But this was gifted to me by a friend, and they knew I was putting together going to put together Crimson Diamond. They knew I was going to put together Crimson Dynamo. And thought, hey, get a figure with it. Why not? I'm pretty sure he got it on sale. That's cool. But let's take him off the spinner and see what we're dealing with here. All right. So getting him out of the box and putting him on a spinner, I mean, I gotta admit, he doesn't look a whole lot like David Harbour. Um, you know, which is weird, because usually they get close to the likenesses of the actors, and this doesn't look even close. It actually looks, honestly, looks like it looks like one of the Crimson Dynamos from Marvel Unmasked, and I can't remember which one off the top of my head. I want to say 3, but anyway, I kind of find that ironic. I also found it ironic that both Hopper and Red Guardian appeared almost at the exact same time in Russia, so that was funny too. I do really dig that shield. Look at the detailing on it. I mean, sucker for a good shield, man. Really like a good shield on an action figure. And that one looks really, really nice. I mean, it's got a lot of raised details that you don't normally get out of Marvel Legends shields. They probably could have fudged that very easily, but no, they didn't. So that's really cool, too. And I must admit, I do think I like this figure a little better than I thought I would. Now, Black Widow movie, I was not a huge fan of, more than it needed to come earlier in the series, but I just thought the way it was executed and the way it was presented was, the story was just kind of mildly okay. It was not great, was not something fantastic or amazing, and I thought it was a real waste of time for Black Widow and all the characters involved. I mean, I'm trying to say it as nice as I can, but yeah, I just thought it could have been a much better film. I did, for the most part, like Red Guardian. I liked the part David Harbour played as Red Guardian, and I liked his performance. Sure, there was a couple of things he was handed. It was not so great, but, he did do the best that he could. And that's not to say, I think all the actors did the best they could with what they were handed. They were just handed some schlock. I mean, some pure dreck. And it just, they had to go with it, with what was being asked of them, and they did. And, both him and the woman that plays Elena, I thought did the best with the schlock they were given. Scarlett Johansson tried, but yeah. Wow, I just called her Johansson, not Johansson. I didn't even mean to do that. All right. Now, I don't know how well the camera is capturing this, but I thought I was capturing it okay, so I just thought I'd include this in. I did notice that the torso was loose right out of the box. It's not so bad. It doesn't move that much, but I mean, you really got to shake it to kind of see it move, but it does move, and it does kind of prevent a few things from happening. So, just keep that in mind on the figure when you get it out of the box. This can be a pretty big issue. I could see it becoming a huge issue if in some cases. On mine, it's not that big a deal. It's just very noticeable. Okay, and of course, as you can see, the shield does clip onto the back. That means he's got the little clip with the little peg where you can choose it between a clip and a peg. A lot of people hate that because, it's gonna... Everybody's afraid that it's gonna snap and everything, and I'm kind of like, it is, I've never had one snap. I can see why somebody might think that, so I'm not going to knock you for being worried about it, but at the same time, it's not something I sweat about. And as I said earlier, that face sculpt, it doesn't look like David Harbour at all. I think it's one of the worst likenesses I've ever seen in the MCU line. Although I will say it doesn't look bad. I mean, there is that. It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look a thing like David Harbour. So it has to be said. I can see it have coming out worse, so I'm going to count my blessings on that one. I mean, as far as I can see, I think, you could possibly, for you customizers, you might be able to use this head as a unmasked head for someone else. I mean, there is that possibility. I don't think it's too terrible of a knock because, let's face it, likenesses are hard to get. You can get closer, and I mean, this isn't close, but it could be so much worse. And I'm going to let it alone because while it doesn't look like David Harbour, it does look like a person. So we'll give it that much. Now, of course, this is not your typical muscle-bound superhero body. It's got a bit of a dad bod on it, and I think that's a good thing because, of course, the character had it in the movie. But it's not like quite as overblown as it is in the movie, so it works for me. It's someone who has gained a few pounds and a few inches around the middle, but probably is still pretty strong and pretty tough. So I dig it. It works. I think Hasbro needs to put in a couple of these on the regular Legends line because there's several characters like that in the Legends. So that's my thoughts on that. But yeah, it's a pretty big surprise, and I think it works pretty well. Okay, so we're going to go real quick on comparisons. Here he is with Armored Spider-Man and Armored Daredevil. And of course, here he is with Zombie Iron Man and Zombie Captain America. Because that was the quickest MCU guys I could get to. Okay, so while he doesn't have a whole lot in the way of accessories, not a lot of swappable hands or anything like that, he is pretty cool nonetheless. A lot of new tooling. Thank you. Yeah, that. So I would have to give him a rating of about 4 stars, and I was walking in thinking he would be about 3. Yeah, so exceeded my expectations. That's really all I can say. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for now, but thank you for watching Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.